What is going on, everybody? It is Sam here with BFPGear.com, and today we're going to show you how to install the Shocker ERA Mech frame onto your Shocker ERA Paintball marker. So the Shocker ERA Mech frame, it does exactly what you think it is. It is going to be a conversion kit that is going to take all the electronics out of your marker, and you're going to be swapping this frame and the solenoid for a mechanical valve and a single finger trigger frame here. So that way you can get ready for some mechanized warfare out there on the paintball field. You are just going to need some Allen keys, and that's pretty much it. But I am going to go grab a tech mat, and we're going to see you right after the intro. All right, got our tech mat, got our Shocker ERA, and then got the Shocker ERA Classic Conversion Kit. This is the mechanical frame, and you will need to take a couple parts from here to put onto the frame and, well, to use. So these frame kits run $199.95. That's at the time of this video being made. And yeah, I mean, this is the mech frame right here. Oh, a quick note too before we get into it. You might need to get like a pair of pliers or something too, because if the plug that goes from the frame to the body here gets stuck in there, you're gonna have to take it out because this already comes with the plug. But you got like your mech frame here, doesn't come with that ASA knob. And then you've got this little mechanical valve. This thing is super tiny. And this is it. This is all you're gonna need to really, you know, convert your ERA over to a mechanical monster. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's get started on this. Let's remove the barrel because we're not going to need that. And then let's remove our ASA knob. You're just going to thread this out and it just pops right out. Nothing crazy about it. And let's just go ahead and put it into the, let's just put in the mech frame already. You don't need to screw it in all the way. You don't want to screw it in all the way and then try, you know, airing it up and then it actually airs up on you. Okay, and then the only thing that we're really going to need to do here is we just need to remove this bottom screw right here. So let's grab our Allen key here. I believe it is this one. Oh, that one's too big. It's actually smaller than I thought. So, all right, and then yeah, you just take this out. And pretty simple process. It's almost 100% toolless, which is pretty crazy. So, so, all right. So now we got our frame out, and it looks like we got lucky here. So it looks like the plug actually came with the frame. So that is awesome. I like that. And the nice thing about this little frame box too is that it can fit your electronic frame. So we'll just pop that in there because we're not going to need it. And then we flip this over and you see we've got our electronic solenoid here. And it might be a little hard to see because of the color of this clamp, but there's this little wire clamp and then there's this blue anodized piece. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna unclamp our solenoid and now we can just move it freely. And it is plugged in, so now we just need to unplug it. And we'll just move that to the side, put that in that ERA frame box. And now we have our little mechanical valve here. And if you look at this blue piece here, there's a little notch up top. And that's actually where this clip is going to go. So when you put this in here, it just kind of sits in place. And it almost fits flawlessly. You would just clamp it in place, just like that. And you've installed the mechanical valve. A quick note is sometimes the solenoid will catch this little black plastic piece and kind of throw it around everywhere. If it does that, just make sure that when you're putting it back, there's this little round piece here that kind of rides along this like air transfer pipe, and you just kind of set it down, put it in its place. That way, when you put your mechanical valve in, you can just clamp it down And I like to just hold it down a little bit because it does kind of wiggle back and forth, but once it's clamped in place, like you're good to go. This thing is not moving. So now that you got that done, all you gotta do is grab your mech frame and then hook it in from the front. You can see there's kind of like a little, I guess you could say like a tongue, I guess. But you just kind of hook that in there and then just press down. And now we just need to install the screw to secure the frame to the body. And that's pretty much it. It's a real simple process. It takes maybe like, I mean, you know, just sitting here talking about it, you know, it takes maybe like a minute and a half to get done. And then you just, when you tighten it down, you don't need to crank it down hard or anything like that. But I mean, that's literally it for installing this mech frame. It's just pretty much in and out. Really, really easy and simple process, which I really appreciate and really like. The only thing that I would say to be careful with is if you are moving some parts around, where the frame kind of hooks in and like goes into the body a little bit. This aluminum back here is really thin and pretty sharp, so just be careful. It's just a heads up. It's probably a very uncommon issue, but yeah, just be careful. You know, you don't want to cut yourself on this and possibly get like a nice little scratch or a gash or anything like that. That's not what this is from. That's from my cat because he's a little butthole. But just be careful with that. It is a little sharp, just a little heads up. But now there's only one thing left to do, and I'm gonna grab an air tank and a barrel suppressor, and we're gonna check our work. Well, there you go. You have installed the mechanical frame onto the Shocker ERA, and you have converted over for some sweet woods ball play, or maybe you play in one of the woods ball leagues or like ICPL or something like that. But now it's time to check our work. So got my air tank here, got our barrel suppressor. Let's go ahead and air it up. All right, make sure there's no leaks. Sounds good. And then moment of truth. Ooh, short stroked it right there, but yeah, we're good to go. That's absolutely beautiful. I actually really like the way this feels, and not gonna lie, the grips feel really good too. But that's it. I mean, you've just, again, installed the mech frame on the Shocker ERA, and you are good to go. And then the cool thing is that the box here can hold your electronic frame and the solenoid, and then you've also got some spare parts in there just in case you need them, or if you need to bring this with you, you know, out to the paintball field, and you're like, you know what, I'm tired of playing speedball, I want to go play, you know, do something a little bit more fun, do some semi-auto action, you can do that. And it's a really fast process. But if you want to pick up a Shocker ERA or the mech frame, or you want to pick up both, well, you can go do that right now at bfpgear.com.